If you take all of the data that is available on the internet and then you feed it to a neural network with a couple of GPUs, then you will be able to build something that is called the base model, or a model that is going to be able to predict the next word based off of a given sentence, which is cool, but it's not very commercial because who cares about the next word that is predicted by a model? In order to make this useful, we need to put it into a conversational mode. So what we can do in this case is we can fake a conversation to the model by saying, for example, here is a fake conversation, please predict the next lines of this conversation instead of words. So by doing so, we do something that is called the prompt engineering, or basically we are fooling the model by saying you are in a conversation mode. Instead of predicting just one word, predict the next sentence or predict the next reply of the, for example, a journalist. By doing so, we build something that is called the chat app, or in this example, the chat GPT app. So in this case, if a user comes in and asks a question for the chat app, for example, who got fired by Elon, then this chat app will take this prompt or this question and it will put it into a fake conversation. And then it will send it to the GPT-4 and say, predict the next, for example, 5 words or 5 sentences. And the chat app will return the answer to the user. But the problem with this is, for example, if the data is outdated and the answer is in 2024 instead of 2023, then the answer would not be relevant. So in order for us to give more relevance for this, then we need something that is more updated or something that is grounded to the context of the user. So in order to do so, we add something that is called an analytical database. So this time what we're going to do is before sending the question to the ChatGPT app, we're going to take this question and then we're going to divide it into words. So for example, here we're going to say who got fired by Elon, which is going to be 5 words. We're going to send those 5 words to Elasticsearch, for example, and we're going to say, give us all the documents or all the text that contains the 5 words. So this time we're going to get the text, we're going to add it to this question, and then we're going to send it to the chat app. The chat app will take all of this and give it to the base model and say, predict the next word. And the model in this case will basically take this text and extract the information from it, which is cool because now we have a grounded and up-to-date information. The problem with this again is that we are using the keywords. So if we did not mention the keyword that we are looking for, then we do not have any relevant information. In order to solve this problem, we add something that is called embedding. So instead of sending the text as it is or the keywords, we're going to send the sense that this sentence is making. And the sense is just a mathematical representation of this question or a vector. And we need to send it this time into a vector database instead of an analytical database. Again, the same thing, we're going to get a text from this, another mathematical representation, and we're going to send the text here. By doing so, we are building something that is called RAG, or Retriever Augmented Generation. We are generating a text or an answer based on augmented search that was ensured by this database. The RAG does not have to be by vector database. It can be by just a regular database without using the vector database. But what if, for example, we eliminated this and then we provided the chat app with a couple of tools? We can say, for example, you have Elastic, you have Google, you can use another LLM, you can use APIs, or you can use whatever app you want, but you do not have to use them. Because the difference here is, in the first scenario, we are using the database in each query. So we may fool the chat app. In this scenario, what we can do is we can create a bunch of tools, and then we can say to the ChatGPT or the app, here are a couple of tools. You do not have to use them, but you can use them whenever you want, as much as you want. By doing so, we are building something that is called the agentic AI. We are giving our ChatGPT many agents that it can use whenever it wants, and it may loop as long as it's getting the right answers.